Japanese scientist Masaru Emoto discovers the secrets of Zam Zam water. Science has now revealed new secrets about Zam Zam water and the way water is influenced by the verses of the Quran. It has now been scientifically proven that water is affected by what is recited over it. Japanese scientist Masaru Emoto first began experimenting on water after he had read that each snowflake falling from the sky is unique. He wanted to disprove this theory, as his scientific instincts told him that this could not be true. The geometric shape of the snowflake is determined by its chemical composition. The composition of water is well known: 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. So, how can snowflakes that fall from the sky be different from one another? He said, "I was determined to prove that this theory was false." So he built a laboratory consisting of a deep freezer with a regulator, because no liquid subjected to a sudden freezing can assume a geometric shape. The freezing must be slow, so the atoms have the chance to crystallize into the shape decreed by God. He set up a deep freezer with a regulator, a cold room at a temperature of -7 degrees Celsius, and several microscopes equipped with the cameras so he could photograph the snowflake before it melted. He said, "I took samples from 2 faucets in the laboratory. I froze them and each sample gave me a different snowflake. The samples came from 2 different wells, 2 different rivers, from 2 different lakes." A Muslim later introduced Dr. Emoto to Zam Zam water so he could experiment on it. Emoto took a sample of Zam Zam water and said, "I couldn't crystallize it, even by diluting the Zam Zam water with distilled water." He finally managed to crystallize the Zam Zam water after diluting it by 1,000, 1 drop of Zam Zam mixed with 1,000 drops of distilled water. And he got a uniquely shaped crystal. 2 crystals were formed, one on top of the other. Mr. Emoto's colleagues said that the 2 crystals could be due to the fact that Zam Zam water is composed of 2 words, Zam and Zam. Allah knows best. Masaru Emoto said, "My Muslim colleague offered to play Quranic verses over the water. He bought a tape recorder and played some Quranic verses, and we got the most perfectly shaped crystals, subhanallah." These are actual images of the crystals that were formed after the verses of the Quran were played. Dr. Emoto was also told that Muslims recite Bismillah, which means in the name of God, before drinking water. This has been practiced by Muslims since the time of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The word Bismillah was found to improve the quality and the structure of even regular water. Alhamdulillah. Dr. Emoto completed these experiments, which lasted 15 years. He published a 5-volume book called Messages from Water. He wrote, "I have proven that water is capable of thinking, fathoming, feeling, and expressing itself." The following was written by Dr. Masaru Emoto. "The quality and purity of Zam Zam water will not be found anywhere else on this earth." He did a lot of research on Zam Zam water and found that if 1 drop of Zam Zam water is mixed in 1,000 drops of regular water will increase in quality similar to Zam Zam water. The minerals in 1 drop of Zam Zam water were far superior to any other water he had tested. He also found that the quality of Zam Zam water could not be changed. Even after he recycled the Zam Zam water, there was no change, it was still pure. For those who are unsure of what Zam Zam is, we will explain briefly. The Zam Zam well was revealed to Hajar, the second wife of Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him. By the instruction of God, Ibrahim alayhi salam left his wife and son at a spot in the desert and walked away. She was desperately seeking water for her infant son, but she could not find any way, as Mecca is located in a hot, dry valley with few sources of water. Hajar ran 7 times back and forth in the scorching heat between the 2 hills of Safa and Marwa, looking for water, getting thirstier by the second. Allah sent the angel Jibril alayhi salam, who struck the ground with his wing, and the Zam Zam water rose from the ground. A similar story about a well is also mentioned in the Bible. Ibrahim alayhi salam rebuilt the house of God, the Kaaba, near the site of Zam Zam well, a building which had been originally constructed by Prophet Adam, peace be upon him. Today, Muslims from around the globe all face the Kaaba in prayer 5 times a day. The Zam Zam well is located approximately 20 meters or 66 feet east of the Kaaba.